and she smiled at him. And we know the story because he told it to his mother when he was still a young boy, and after his death, his mother recalled this story that he had this premonition of what was going to happen to him. And when he was a young boy, he thought at first he would become a soldier. He became a Franciscan conventual. He entered the minor seminary in 1910 in Bielec, and also here is a picture of his younger brother, Joseph. He also became a Franciscan. Directed in college of Franciscans there, and there he received 2 doctorates in philosophy and theology. He also started, in 1917, he started the Militia of the Immaculate, or Knights of the Mary Immaculate movement. And then a year later, he was ordained a priest. He celebrated his first Mass at St. Andrea Beatification, where Our Lady appeared to here. Here he is. This was in 1930 when he went back to Rome before his mission in Japan. He just started to grow a beard then. The night of Our Lady to conquer the entire world for Christ through her. And he started in 1922 without any money, without anything, just with some permission. He had permission. He asked for some mass media, the new inventions, everything has to be used for the gospel, for Christ, and he felt this as his calling. And also his younger brother helped him with the editing of the articles for the magazine, especially when he was sick in in the mission in Nagasaki. He remained there until his death in 1982. So the Japanese people really have a great respect for Brother Zeno and his great charitable actions that he did. Also, here's a map of the different centers of the Militia of the Immaculate around the world, and the different magazines and different languages. In the United States, I know that Franciscans here working, building. There were up to 700 Franciscans here before the Second World War. Day and night shifts of work and prayer for the maximum force. Contact people, and during the train rides that he had, he would always speak to them on the faith, and he always carried what he called his bullets, the miraculous medals, because he said the Knight of the Immaculate has to have their weapons. The main weapon is their own good example as a Christian, and also the sacramentals which the Church has given us to not be afraid to spread the good word, smile, and to spread what you believe. And St. Maximilian, he loved to play chess. He was very strategic in that. Now, always planning. Other things that were printed here. Daily newspaper, the Hyginus, was for like 5 cents. It was well spread around Poland, and also a magazine in Latin, and the different things that were printed here. They were taken in there naked, and the Gestapo, the Nazis, they used the uniforms for other new prisoners. And the new prisoner, Stefan, asked, he said that I had to change the number that I saw was 16600, and I had to put my number on it. And this is his testimony that he had received the same uniform as St. Maximilian that he had to put on. And he later on, after the war, he gave it here as a memento of St. Maximilian. We have him in 1941, February 17th, he was arrested with 4 other Franciscans. They were taken to Bielec in Warsaw, a prison, and then from there to Auschwitz. And then 1 prisoner escaped, and 10 were chosen as reprimand to die of starvation in a small underground bunker cell. And 1 prisoner who was chosen, he cried out, "My wife, my children." And that was Francis Hyginus. He was a Polish army sergeant, Catholic. And St. Maximilian, he asked to take his place, and then an exchange happened. And he didn't just save his life, but he saved the souls of the others that were going to die such a cruel death. There's a testimony of one of the prisoners who said that when he went to take out the dead bodies or help, just to see there, he heard hymns, twirly prayers, the rosary. That St. Maximilian was ministering to the other prisoners to the very last moment. And when they needed the prison for other prisoners, the Gestapo doctor came to inject him with carbolic acid in his left arm. And the prisoner who was in charge of taking out the dead bodies, his testimony is here that he saw that St. Maximilian was very peaceful, his face was kind of glowing, and he was looking off in the distance, and his body was taken to be cremated. But he also testified that the Germans, the Nazis would say, "Don't look at us, look at the ground." This St. Maximilian, his eyes, he looked with everyone with love, he prayed for everyone. And even before in Auschwitz, those free moments that he had, he would speak on the faith, on love, to forgive, to not hate. That love is cruel and hatred destroys. You must forgive. Assume the world will give hope to his fellow prisoners. And here we have the beatification, 1971. Here's a picture of Francis Niepokalanow, the man who St. Maximilian saved. He was at beatification, and also at the canonization. There's a picture of him. And he died in the 90s. He was buried here in the cemetery of the Franciscans. I believe he died in 1995. Here's a picture of beatification. You can see Cardinal Wojtyła. Cardinal Wojtyła, he was religious. He took the cross and very angrily asked, "Do you believe in this?" And when St. Maximilian said, "Yes, I do," he was punched. And several times, "Do you still believe?" "Yes, I do." "Still believe?" And punched. And he remained calm. We know this story because of a fellow prisoner who saw it and wrote about it after the war. In the crematory, but that St. Maximilian brought many souls with him, the martyrs' calm, victory, that his love, his act of charity won the war. And also, if you're interested in a very well done book not too long ago, everywhere you go, Our Lady is portrayed as the mother of the Chico here, so it's got Madonna. It's a beautiful sign of how they love Our Lady. And he interceded for people, even in Auschwitz, that was really helped. And miracles from A to Z, like different for mayors, finding things for students, for health reasons, everything. So even to today, the monthly magazine prints the graces received through St. Maximilian. It's a great patron.